Back in Hamilton, Alana finally gets to meet Neil, and despite her nerves, she's able to convince him of her vocal talents, even if she doesn't know all the words.
Not the girl you think you are. No, no. Not his shoes under your bed. Yeah. Take you places in his car that you won't forget. No.
Excuse me, I was wondering if you had a cigarette at all. I forgot the words. That's why I'm smoking now. Oh, I'm not happy, but oh well. Just practice heaps now. Try to remember them for the rehearsal.
Hello, girls. Come here. What's your names?
Heidi.
Heidi?
Bridie.
Bridie. That's a lovely Irish
And
name.
Kirsten.
Kirsten. Bridie and Kirsten. Thank you. They're nice T-shirts.
Yep.
Thin fans. Are they yours?
They are my girls.
Oh,
yes.
excellent.
This is my husband.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Thank you for the flowers.
Okay.
Very good.
There's a
Thank
card
you.
on there too.
Hey?
There's a card there too.
Oh,
Right in
yeah.
there.
Oh, right. There is.
Yeah, so...
Well, thank you. I'll
That's okay. You don't have to
I'll look
read
for you
it
in the
out.
audience. They'll be no.
Yeah, we're going to be there nice and
I'll look for the blonde hair in the audience.
Thank you.
It's going to be a big night, eh?
It is.
Oh, that's quite a long
It
card.
is a
You
long
don't
one.
have to read it yet.
All right, I'll read it later.
You got pictures?
Peaches? Here.
Homegrown, organic, golden queen freestones.
Thank you very much. Well, I'll look forward to eating those later. Thank you.
No problem.
It's a good...
Otherwise, I'll disappear before you get a chance.
I'm going to just whiz through and try and play with everybody before we start, and or before we do any rehearsals or anything, just to sort of get an idea of what everybody does.
Like most of the prospects, drummer Hayden Lauritsen has a collection that includes Split Ends, Crowded House, and Neil's more recent solo releases.
I play the drums and I'm involved at stuff with my church and stuff, and I was in a band last year, Q Theory. We were in the Rock Quest and we won the regionals here.
That's cool. I'm going to try and work you into a set, no doubt. And I've just got to figure out, sort of hear everybody else and they'll figure out what songs they might be, but we'll talk about it a bit later, yeah?
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
How old are you?
16.
16, man. That's pretty good for 16, man.
I played Jesus here in Jason Superstar just before I left Palmerston about 4 years ago, which was great. There's no piano required there.
Peter Pascoe now lives in Melbourne, where he records new age music, while fellow keyboardist Kate Watson has found another career.
I worked in London for about 4 or 5 years with various bands, one called The Laughing Stock. Did all original stuff and we did quite a lot of recording and things. And then I've just done a lot of solo work as well, singing and playing around different places. Yeah, now I'm just a full-time teacher of English, so I'm not doing much music at all.
For Kate, tonight is a chance to revisit her rock and roll past, while for others like John Cobby, this is only the beginning.
Well, I've got a band with my 2 brothers called Evermore. I play guitar and sing in that. My younger brother plays keyboard and Daniel plays drums. It's a rock band basically. And we won the Pepsi Smoke-Free Rock Quest.
Someone with a few more years under his belt is percussionist and drummer Mark Maddell.
Yeah, I've played in a band called Mad Sunfish and a band called Eve and another original band called Swampy.
You just have to really concentrate on not getting ahead of yourself, because you really tend to speed things up. Yeah, a couple of times sound checks were really difficult because I realised I'm going to have to try and work people in that were difficult to work in, and I felt the pressure descend on me. Just near the end it started to feel a little bit like it was losing control. So just keep it steady, and it's the same with you too. You guys should really look at each other during that one and just...
I can't hear much bass here. I usually like a lot of bass in
You're not going to get anything you usually get tonight. Tonight's going to be a bag of tricks, you just have to swing with it.
Yep, swing.
That's cool. Generally what I needed to do on this tour was go and have a lie down after the big long sound check and be on my own for a couple of hours, and I came back every time really on the night feeling pretty up for it and confident that it would be okay.
I didn't want to sound precious, I just meant
No, that's cool.
it helps that sort of...
Yeah, no, it does, yeah. And we can easily give it to you.
I don't know.
Just be careful at the end, just give some rush, but it sounded really nice.
History never repeats. History never repeats. Blah, 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 blah.
While most of the players are locals, some have come from further afield. Bass player David Pitt drove to Palmerston all the way from the Bay of Islands.
You are playing with one of the New Zealand's, if not the world's, one of the, the best songwriters, and you're playing bass right next to him, and it's freaky. It is freaky, but very humbling. Very humbling.
There's a guy called Jared in Palmerston North who sang, was it Palmerston North? And he sang Angel's Heap. I think it was in Palmerston North. And he did a beautiful job of Angel's Heap. He sang really, really well. Took his moment.
We've come to that time in the evening when you get to meet your own people. They're going to be appearing in stages, on stage, but the very first person I'd like you to welcome to the stage is Jared Kahi. Welcome, Jared.
In the still mind of a child, there's a live bird on her shoulder. She could swallow a lie, like she's drinking a flagon of beer. I'll never be the same again. Let the black wheels fly over. I took a ride in an angel's heap, and she took me away to where the hills are steep, and she made me come alive in a red vinyl seat. Yeah, I took a ride.
Jared is another of the players who are at the start of their careers. He fronts an up-and-coming band called Jester in Auckland, which is where local Phil Studley is heading shortly to start his own solo career.
But have you got a pedal or anything you want to use? Or
I got a spare pedal in my drawer.
if you want the ability to be able to switch into some overdrive thing, you can't really rely on the amp too much because it's up to a certain level. It's going to be reasonably clean, I think. Play that again.
History never repeats. I tell myself before I go to sleep. Don't say the words you might regret. I lost before, no, I can't forget. There was a girl I used to know. Well, she dealt my love a savage blow. I was so young, too blind to see. But anyway, that's history. And I say history never repeats. I tell myself before I go to sleep. And there's a light shining in the dark, leading me on towards a change of heart. You say I always play.
In less than 12 hours, this bunch of mostly strangers have become a band. They've played to a packed house, and they've worked with one of the few New Zealand artists who has lived the dream they all share.
Can't wait.